You deserve this. That'll be the hip tag.
There's kind of difference, and there's a hip thing.
What a pretty ball you have there. It's M. It's about a serial killer of children and the manhunt for him, cutting between the killer's own life, the efforts of police, and ultimately the efforts of the irritated city underworld.
Ruf aus, weil wir existieren müssen. Aber diese Bestie hat kein Recht zu existieren. Die muss weg. Die muss ausgerottet werden, vertilgt. Ohne Gnade und Barmherzigkeit.
M is Fritz Lang's first film with sound. It's considered by many to be his masterpiece. There's a lot the film does not only effectively, but more or less pioneers. It's paced in a way you might not necessarily expect from ye olde movie, and it points to the fact, I think, that audiences were no less sophisticated at this point in film history. When M was released in 1931, the film language was still being established, or it had at least grammatically changed since the arrival of sound. Ooh. M uses a structure and cuts in a way that are not very different to the typical way of doing things today. But also, there's no spoon-feeding, it's not unsubtle, and it doesn't sugarcoat the social questions it has.
Kindermörder!
Das ist der Kindermörder!
Weitergehen! Nicht stehen bleiben!
There are two moments of M that strike me as being filmmakers' tools still being tested out. Lang cuts between the police and the city criminals as they both set out their plans. Cutting from different characters going through similar actions is still a tool seen today, but the way it's done here lacks the transition that would be more than usual now. But I think more noteworthy than that is this shot of Inspector Lohman. Stand back.
Komm nur rein. Also hört mal, der Block ist noch umstellt. Wenn überhaupt noch mal nach Hause kommt, muss uns ja in die Finger laufen. Also, weiter warten.
What is this about? It never happens again. There's no other shot like it. This is by no means a mistake. It's in there for a reason.
Kotzen.
As well as being humorous, it certainly works at communicating something. Something about the character, something about their status, something about them being exhausted. It's not as though no other films have shots like this, but I think its inclusion here is a little bit exploratory. There are other unusual angles, but this is the most conspicuous. You could argue its meaning forever, but its inclusion is what's important. It means something, it's there for some reason. It's not as though the tripod broke and that's the only angle they could get. I think this is interesting because although yes, this is early film and the rules are still being made, you can tell from M alone that there are visual conventions in place, even if they're not universal yet, and Lang isn't so restricted by them so as not to try something different, or even bizarre. The clue was it's Peter Lorre. Tomorrow, a scene about a man looking for a nail. It's really good.